So, by the way, I watched the NBA stuff, Bukes, yesterday, and I think the league's done a great job. I think it looks good.
It does.
It really looks good. So, go ahead.
Now, the basketball product, is not looking particularly good. But the setting and the fact that we're back, and I just, personally, the fact that I could turn on my two screens and I had live sports to watch on both of them was a sense of normalcy that I haven't felt in quite some time. And look, there's going to be a ramp up here, and it's going to be very fascinating. But the fact of the matter is, we just haven't had anything close to this to enjoy up until now. So, yeah, you're right. I have a lot of questions, though, like the plexiglass and the social distancing and the seats apart, and some people are wearing masks and some people aren't. And then you got all the players on the floor together. I'm like, okay, what's the protocol here? What are we doing? Like, what are you supposed to be doing? It's still a little bit confusing, but the overall view of it was fantastic.
Yeah, baseline looks a little emptied. Joy said they should put some ads on the baseline because it kind of you have about 12 feet. It looks really empty there. But outside of that, optically, I thought it looked strong. I thought it was a really good job of the NBA. By the way, I was saying this morning, that you can teach a lot of things, but you can't teach charisma, and you can't teach it. Zion, to me, is already the number 2 draw in the league. Already. He's played 30 games. Your thoughts on that opinion?
He's not number 2. He's number 1. He's not the leading rebounder on his team. He's not the leading scorer on his team. His team isn't playing for a championship, and yet everybody is fascinated with Zion Williamson. I assume you're putting LeBron at number 1, but I feel as if LeBron, to some extent, has jumped the shark. We like what's what's new and shiny, and that is Zion. Now, there was a time where this would make me angry as someone making a big deal out of Giannis Antetokounmpo hitting unguarded practice threes. But I learned from you, Colin, that it's not about how I think things should be, but how they are. And the reality is that Zion fascinates people with what he is and what he could be. I have concern and wonder if this is the best thing for the league, because I don't know about his longevity. He's not the best player on his team. He's kind of the shiny object, but the reality is he is the most fascinating player in the league right now. I just don't, without Steph, without KD, and even if they were in the league right now, I just don't know that anybody trumps the fascination of what is Zion going to do.
So I had a take today and getting some pushback. I said, you've never told me that points matter in the NBA. If they did, I'd talk Elvin Hayes and Karl Malone and Moses Malone. This is about winning at the highest level and being the best player on the floor. And if Kawhi Leonard goes to a third franchise, from the system of San Antonio to Canada, where they can't even dominate hockey, to the Clippers, who were a joke for 40 years, and he wins a third title, the third MVP, to go along with an all-star MVP, a Defensive Player of the Year award. I am now running out of space. He is in my top 10, and I would argue that most of us in our all-time starting 5 go Magic, Michael, LeBron, Kareem, and then we argue about the other one, Bird, Duncan. And I start looking at Bird's career and I look at Kawhi's and what it could be in 3 months. I'm telling you, Rick, if he wins a title, third team, he is strong consideration for my top 5. Am I nuts on this?
What I appreciate about you in most cases, Colin, is that you are reactionary, but not overreactionary. This might be one of the craziest ideas that you've ever had. The man has never even, I'm glad I heard the road that you took to get here, because when I first heard that you were proposing this, I was like, how did he get there? How do you get there? He's never won league MVP. He's not going to win it this year. How can you be a top 5 all time if you have never been league MVP?
Okay, it's great. Okay, it's a great question, because nobody's ever said that matters. If it mattered, We wouldn't give Russell Westbrook MVP because he had a good rebounding year, and Michael Jordan would have more than 5, and LeBron would have more than 4. We've never said MVP gets you in this club. We've said rings, titles, defense, dominance, go-to guy. That's what you tell me matters.
Yeah, well, they do. All those things matter, but you got to have a league MVP in the book too. I mean, there's got to be at least one in your bag. And by the way, you didn't mention Kobe Bryant in that top 5 consideration. And certainly I would put him there before I would put Kawhi Leonard in the top 5.
How about top 10?
Maybe, but look, he wasn't necessarily clearly the best player on the team that won the championship in San Antonio. He won a championship in Toronto against a team that lost 2 of its best 3 players in the finals. And now he's going to be winning a championship in a pandemic with a shortened season, and who knows what ultimately are going to be the factors that bring home a championship. So I just feel like there are circumstances surrounding each one of his championships that I'm not ready to take that leap and put him in the top 5. Could he ultimately get there? Does he have the game to get there? Absolutely. But has he earned it to this point? Maybe he slips into the top 10. I'm not even sure he's there quite yet for me at this point.
All right. Okay, so I'll take it to another level. If he wins the 3rd MVP and the 3rd finals, 3 different teams.
Yes.
Is he above Durant?
I suppose I need to see how he wins it. But if he's the finals MVP, can he be above Durant? Yeah, I can make an argument that he would be above Durant because clearly the best player in Toronto, clearly the best player on this team, particularly if he's getting finals MVP. So, yeah, we could make that argument. But ultimately, if you're going to put him in the top 5, doesn't he have to be bona fide the best small forward in the game? And there's a lot of competition. I mean, the best small forward ever. And are you putting him past LeBron James? Are you leapfrogging LeBron James in that category if he wins the 3rd?
Okay, so this is a great point. My entire life that was true. But it is significantly more now a positionless league.
True.
Okay,
True.
so Kawhi is I totally agreed with you. But now we're a positionless league, so it doesn't matter as much. And the other thing is, the knock on him is load management. But that is increasingly less
accepted.
It's accepted. It's part of our lexicon. It's part of our NBA life. So the things you could hold against him 6, 7, 8, 10 years ago, I mean, it's like baseball. People hit home runs or strike out. Nobody cares about stolen bases. Like now bullpens matter more than starting. Like sports changes, and that's my reality. And my reality is he's positionless. He's one of the 5 best players. Get a bucket, get a stop in his prime. That's
right.
Okay.
That's fair, but he's also competing against a guy in LeBron James who created that positionlessness in terms of being a point forward. He plays power forward at sometimes he's basically considered a small forward. So he still it's not like he's the first. Yes, we are living in a positionless game, and that does change the dynamic somewhat, but he's still in line behind a LeBron James who got to do that and do it well first. By the way, he's also one of the reasons why Zion is a number 1 attraction, because Kawhi, personality-wise, is like Frank Gore. It's not you respect the work, you respect what he does, and I'm not comparing their careers and their accomplishments, just the personality. Like that's one of the issues that the league is facing right now, is that their best players are not captivating from a personality standpoint. And Zion, in a weird way, is not because he's overtly, like his personality is huge. There's just some sort of, as you said, there's the it factor there with him that fascinates you with what he's going to do.
All right, that was good. This topic to me is fascinating because everybody rolls their eyes at this. And then when I say Kawhi wins a 3rd, is he better than Durant? And everybody gets uncomfortable and goes, oh, wait, yeah, he may be. And we all know Durant is absolutely embarking on that top 10. He was getting very close to it. So anyway, this is good. Are you on SFY today?
I certainly am.
All right. You'll see Ric Bucher in less than 30 minutes. Good seeing you, buddy.
You got it.
Download the all-new Fox Sports app now.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.